I'm excited to introduce our next speaker for the day. Many of you know him already, Senior Product Manager on our Open Platform team, Z Sun. Come on up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zisang. I'm a product manager from Open Platform at TikTok. I'm super excited to be here to share more about what Open Platform is and what we do at TikTok. Before joining TikTok, I was previously at Meta and Wayfair. Fun fact, I'm also a long-term finance industry veteran before switching to product management in order to stay closer to our end users. So before I get started, what is Open Platform? As a term, it may be foreign to a lot of general audiences, but might be a very familiar term to a lot of developer community and most audiences here. So we here at Open Platform, we focus on building a suite of open capabilities, including a set of APIs and SDKs to connect external services with TikTok applications. One of the examples I oftentimes give for general audiences, if you think about the global market is an ocean, TikTok is an island floating on this ocean. The TikTok users, for lack of a better word, TikTok islanders, they are sufficient with the resources and food within this island. But their life could be much better off if we're building the bridges to connect this island to other islands around them. So we're essentially those bridge builders to connect one island to another island through the open capabilities. Within this dynamics, we're also helping the TikTok user to scale their social network impact beyond the TikTok boundary to other applications and services. Within this overall system complex dynamics, the overarching problem we're trying to solve here is really stills down to one simple statement. How can we surface third-party services to our TikTok users in the right product format at the right point in time? There are two rights in this narrative. For example, if your services are useful for users on a standalone basis, if we couldn't find the right product format to house those services and provide the users when they actually need it, the usefulness of your services might be largely undermined. So constantly understanding what's the perfect angle and connection point to connect the third-party services to our TikTok content ecosystem and provide to our users to further enrich their user experiences, that's our key to success. And then one step further is this problem becomes increasingly challenging, at the same time also interesting, is we need to constantly deal with fast product iterations at TikTok. We have to be continuously adaptive to new product feature launches, identify the opportunities to connect third-party services, and finding that angle to integrate into our content ecosystem at the same time. Before I'm leaving this slide, I pasted the barcode so you can scan the barcode to log into TikTok for developers to take a look at our current open product suites, and we're going to be constantly adding more product suites to the site over the next couple of weeks. Understand the dynamics and problem space we're solving here. The next question becomes, how do we get there? So at Open Platform, we structure our product development into two major phases. Under the phase one is I oftentimes refer as fundamental capability building. So product suites here, including Login Kit, Authorization SDK, Display API, Content Posting API. Those fundamental layer of API and SDK supports, we're building the solid foundation so we can migrate over to phase two build. Those are also the rudimentary and also foundation layer to connect services, content between external application and TikTok. We're currently migrating from phase one milestone to phase two milestone. And within the phase two milestone, there are two overarching directions we're currently looking at. One is definitely around the content, our core value that we're providing to TikTok users today. But what's different from phase one focus area? Before, if you have been using TikTok for a while, you probably understand TikTok started off with major focus on short-form video creation and streaming. Over time, we're adding photo mode, longer video as additional content format. Within this vertical, we're even going one step further. With enabling the link sharing capability, we're actually allowing users to be able to share a piece of music, a social media blog post, or an article in the future. Kind of diversifying that content formats where user can enjoy creating those content within TikTok natively. And beyond that, we're also opening up into different shared channels, including For You feed, stories, and direct messaging, so user can have all the channels available to express their feelings and emotions. Lastly, on top of that, we're adding also the interesting interaction layer to allow users to also interact with the content that are shared into TikTok. They can shoot a video along with the content in the backdrop. They can come and react and show their feedback towards that content piece. So making that more interesting and inspire further creativity from the users within our platform. That's a lot about content. So beyond content, what's more? The second area of focus or direction is other type of services integration. Within this direction, the question maybe becomes like, are there a lot of services like that? The short answer is yes. Some of the highlights of services integration under this direction includes our ticketing services. Imagine you're watching Taylor Swift video show or video on tour video, and you want to book the tickets on the spot for upcoming month. Now we're surface that ticketing entry point within the video asset, so user can finish that purchase end to end all within one app. Some other vertical services we're supporting today, including hotel booking, food delivery, in-shop buying voucher coupons, etc., just to name a few. Those services, we're constantly looking for what are those services vertical offerings that ties also nicely into our content ecosystem, so we can provide that close connection to the users, so users feel the usefulness of those services when they're provided to them. So that's how we're structuring our overall product development phases today. We're just entering our phase 2 milestone development. So a lot of interesting stuff. So I want to go one level deep to actually share with you each of the highlighted product suites under each of the milestone phase, so you can understand better whether your platform or an application will be the better fit for that. So under the milestone 1, there are 3 aspects we actually group our development phases and product suites. One is definitely about the users, as we're user-centric driven product development here. The login kit allows third-party applications to connect to use the login kit to log into TikTok, where there are two-way information exchange. User can post information or content from external services to TikTok and vice versa. And the developers also can avoid the hassle to create that complicated authentication process or building that login method from scratch. The display API, we're extending the user information around their profile, their stats, their likes, their followers, onto external websites and applications. As we truly believe in, user has that cross-boundary social network impact. They want to extend that to external places. The last but not least within this vertical is our embed player. We rebranded into Player SDK, which allow users' video to be played externally on other websites as well. This is what we believe in the true value of the content that generated within the TikTok ecosystem, and users wanted to be able to scale their exposure and influences beyond the TikTok boundary. Some of the interesting use cases here are the top search engines such as Bing and Yahoo. Before they're performing search queries based on the textual information, now they can query against video type of content, including TikTok videos in it. The second aspect under milestone 1 phase is about the content. We're building a comprehensive line of product to support app-to-app sharing, server-to-server sharing for the content. ShareKit is a mobile app-to-mobile app sharing solution that will enable so user can share their content generated elsewhere from other app directly into TikTok. This also combined with our login kit. Within this share journey, user can also add TikTok-specific elements such as tagging, effects, stickers, etc., to make the content piece more tailored to TikTok audiences for consumption. Content posting API in parallel is our server-to-server solution, which is mostly used for desktop applications. Once integrated, This is more towards the professional generated content / PGC creators, in other words. Imagine you are a food blogger, you have used advanced editing tools, or you are photographers of some sort, and then you want to edit the videos elsewhere on the desktop version. And once you edit the video, you can directly post that video with a click of a button to TikTok. This way, we're essentially shortening that publish flow and letting the user to avoid the hassle of downloading the media asset, store it somewhere locally or cloud storage, and re-uploading to the TikTok mobile app. The last one to call here is one of the interesting experiments we're doing one step further for content sharing, which is a green screen kit. So beyond just letting the content to be posted or shared into TikTok, we're extending the green screen effect, where a user can actually start to shoot a video along the content piece in the backdrop. So this is one of the interesting experiments. We're opening up more further downstream funnels and other special effects directly to the developer front end. As we have hundreds and thousands of effects we're creating here, so we're also helping developers to avoid the cost of creating those again. The last but not least aspect of the phase 1 milestone is always going back to the data. As we care a lot about data privacy and security, we have one dedicated line of product to focus on sharing more transparencies to the public researchers. The research tools, in another name, research APIs, help the public researchers to access the user information, their video information, content information that's currently publicly available through the API format. And they can also perform analysis to understand better how we handle the data internally at TikTok. In contrast, the commercial content API helps researchers to access our commercial content, mostly monetization content or ads content, helping them to perform ads query, advertiser name searches, ads queries against this content library. So all in all, we're helping to bring those transparency out to the external community we have and further building this trust with our TikTok community. So that's enough about phase 1 milestone. There's a lot of APIs that I haven't covered, which are currently available on our site. Feel free to take a look at that after the panel. What's about phase 2? What's the different we're doing here? So in phase 2, there are a lot of interesting integrations from different vertical services we're supporting as of today. This is where we're looking beyond just content integration, more into different tangible services that users otherwise are already using in their day-to-day life. Left side is our vertical services we're supporting for local services. The product format presents itself as a video anchor, or POI anchor stands for point of interest. It can be a name of the city, the country, or it can be actual location for a restaurant. So when user posts content tagging that location, with integrations to bring those services in, user can directly book food delivery orders based on that particular restaurant after they're watching the content or food blogging photo or videos around that restaurant in particular. There's also coffee chain dining voucher integration also launched recently, which allows user to claim the dining vouchers based on that particular location and be able to do that end-to-end process and order purchases all within TikTok app. On the other side, this is our ticketing features, which encompassing of the artist tickets and general tickets events. The recent launch with Eventbrite will scale up the diversified of the content to the broader UGC creators who are already creating their events on Eventbrite site. I'll dive into more of the user flow on how it works and what developer needs to do from their end. But basically, it also presents itself as a ticketing anchor on the video format, and then the viewers, once interested, they can click into the ticketing anchor, understand some key elements from that particular event before they're making a decision to purchase the tickets, all happening within TikTok app. So to give you more context on the showcases we're currently launched with the Eventbrite feature, which is more of exciting features we launched in the last couple months, what it really looks like from the user journey side. And I'll get into the developer integration aspect. There are two user journeys. One is more focused on the creator journey. Another side is for the viewer journey. On the creator journey, imagine you are the event creator. You have created events elsewhere. Then you create this content we're trying to post in TikTok. At the content creation stage, we surface this ad link, navigates to tickets, where user can navigate the respective ticketing platform, including Eventbrite, and start native search on that particular event they previously created. Based on the selection, can be single selection, multiple selection, then those events will be added to that content piece before the publishing. And the viewer will, when we see the videos in the For Your feed or their Friends tab, if they really like the events, like the content, they will further click into that ticketing anchor. Then based on the event selection, they will see either event list page view or events detail page view, which contains critical information for user to understand what's going on, including the event photo, titles, information about the time and location, etc. So this is really one of the examples where bridging, again, external services and finding the right angle, right content to house those services and provide to our TikTok users within the app. What's more beyond just Anchor? We talk about a lot about Anchor. We recently also opened up the search entry points for ticketing services in general. So within this journey, there's no creation that's needed on the creator side of the journey, as I mentioned in the ticketing anchor. So once the data is ingested into our data pipeline, we automatically can source that into the search engine domain. So based on user queries, we fetch and return relevant ticketing cards in a list view for user to make a selection. And we have, you can tell we have different slide of UIs for different scenarios. One is around the artists, more user-centric artists, performers, or sports team. Another UI for general events. The left side is more organized around that particular artist in a list view. And the user can go by time and location to make a selection. And on the right side, local events are essentially different from each other, so each card will land user on a different event detail page. So this is another entry point that we recently explored and added to this ticketing service integration. And we're going to be adding more similar efforts in the future. So there's a lot of APIs, SDKs, and products that we recently launched or are launching in the background. So just to recap, what are some of our priority verticals we're currently focused on? So you and your platform applications can find the best fit. Again, there might be some verticals we haven't covered in the past time, so definitely talk to us after the panel and reach out. And that can also be one of the interesting areas we want to explore further. So quick recap, we mentioned ticketing services area, which will allow user to purchase various tickets along with within the ticketing anchor journey or the search journey. Currently, we have existing relationship and integration with Ticketmaster, which is our longest partnership with ticketing platform. And we recently added in Access, Eventeam, and Eventbrite. And we're also evolving our point-to-point integration solution to be more self-service integration solution. So all the ticketing platforms out there can also find this self-integration solution and start integrating based on our SOP. And the content section is basically allow the user to post content, share content cross-application from one app to another app. Some of the highlight partnerships we currently have, including Twitch, Adobe, and Buffer. Buffer is one example for social media management companies. So if your applications and platforms focus on the content generation, this might be one of the focus areas you might be interested in. One of the newer verticals we're supporting today is our local services, which were only open in Southeast Asia region, which spanning the verticals including hotel bookings, dining vouchers, food deliveries, just to name a few. And it also has a couple of launches within the regions and getting user attractions in the particular region as well. Again, we probably haven't mentioned some other interesting verticals we're looking at, including AIGC content or AI services. So if you believe your services and your applications are right fit for the integrations, or you're looking for certain APIs we haven't built or opened up yet, definitely talk to us after the panel. We're super excited to talk with you. And we truly hope you are the next developer we can partner with. Thank you.